I'm excited because what I'm about to talk about is going to help someone today. And maybe that person is you. And today we're going to talk about put your mask on first. Now, what does that mean? That particular saying has revolutionized the way I deliver mental health care to my clients. By the way, my name is Andrew E. Guy. I'm a mental health practitioner and a human performance clinician and an advocate for mental health performance for executives and high performance individuals. And the goal is really to help them to set boundaries so they don't have to sacrifice themselves chasing after success. And so they can build a radically resilient work life. So, today I want to talk to you a little bit about this concept of putting your mask on first. And when we talk about putting your mask on first, it comes underneath the heading of people pleasing. Now, when you think about people pleasing, a people pleaser is someone who does something because they believe that there is going to be a return. They believe that when they do this particular thing or task or go out of their way or overextend themselves, to please someone, there is some kind of gratitude that they get. There's some kind of internal hidden reward that they feel. They feel a level of satisfaction from just doing. But this doing is disingenuous because it's about filling a gap, about filling a need that's already on the inside of them. And many times this can be something that was developed in childhood, where in that we realize that a child was neglected, that person didn't have the intimacy with their parent, and there is a big void of a need that was not met. In my practice, I work with high performance individuals, CEOs, and I find that it's common. It's not something that is unheard of with high performance individual. Now you would see, think that a CEO or a person who is delegating and giving instruction and is responsible for a team of individuals or even a corporation would suffer from these things. Yes, if they are humans, yes, they will go through it. And at some point in everyone's life, they will go through that period in their life where they feel like they have to keep doing in order to feel like they are enough, in order to feel like they are present, in order to feel like they're in the room. And if that's you that I'm talking to you, it's okay. It's okay. I want you to own that. I want you to radically accept that. And how do you accept that? You accept that by saying, I don't feel like I'm enough right now. I don't feel like I am present right now. I don't feel like everyone sees me right now. I don't feel like I belong right now. All of these are traits of what I call you need to put your mask on first. So let me break that down. If you've traveled in the airplane lately and they will give you this safety procedure, they'll go to the safety procedure and they said, if something were to ever happen, there are a few things that they ask for. We need someone that's strong enough that will be able to move this door or to unlock this door or to remove the door from the airplane so people can get out. And if you're sitting in this area, I just want you to know that you're going to have that responsibility. Okay, no problem. The person puts their hand up. Hopefully, it's a strong person, man or woman, who's able to do that. The next thing that they will do, they'll talk to you about where all the exits are. The next thing that they'll talk to you about, and they will say, put your mask on first. And so this is for emergency situation. A lot of times we have a normal situation, but sometimes we make it an emergency, meaning that we will leave ourselves, we will neglect ourselves just to do something for somebody else so we can feel gratitude of, oh yeah, I am enough. I am okay. I am wanted. There's a sense of neediness. So I want you to, number one, put your mask on first. And number two, I want you to rethink. I'm going to slow this down. I want you to rethink Why am I doing this? Rethink it by asking a question. I always believe that if you ask a diagnostic question, it's going to force you to go deeper. So I want you to ask yourself the question, why am I doing this? Am I doing this to please someone? Am I doing this so I can be seen? Am I doing this because I don't feel like I'm enough? If you're doing any of these things to feel like you need to fit in, you feel like you need to belong, you need to feel like you are enough, or you need to feel like you are accepted, these are, I would call them attributes of people pleasing. You don't need to please people. And so, what I need for you to do is to think about, and this is number three, you're going to put your mask on first. You're going to ask a diagnostic question. And the next thing you need to do is when someone asks you to do something for them, the first thing you need to do is to say to yourself, is that a need? The reason why I want you to ask yourself it's a need is because I want you to start setting boundaries. And when you practice this next thing that I'm going to tell you, it's going to help you to set the boundaries, healthy boundaries to protect yourself, your time, your energy, your peace. Here's what you do. If someone comes up to you and said, "Hey, listen, what's your schedule look like?" If somebody asks you what your schedule look like, it's because they're trying to put themselves on your schedule. Number one thing you do is you say, I'm going to say no now. And then when I go home and check my schedule, if I confirm that space is available, then I'll call you back. But if you don't hear back from me, then that means that part of my schedule is not available. Let me say it again. In order for you to create sound boundaries that protects yourself, your time, your energy, and your peace, when someone asks you, it could be a dear friend. Hey, listen, I need you to do so and so for me. Or what does your schedule look like tomorrow? What you say to them is, I'm going to say no, but allow me to go home and check my schedule to confirm. If when I go home and I check, or it doesn't have to be your home, it could be your home office. If when I go and check my schedule, I will confirm if that spot is available or not. If it's not available, then you won't hear from me. But if you do hear from me, then that means that spot is available. In doing so, you learn now how to protect your time, your peace, and your energy. This is what we're working on to help you to set boundaries. One of the number one things that people struggle with who are people pleasers, they don't know how to set boundaries. And so I hope that this little exercise would have helped you to set the right boundaries to make sure that you put your mask on first before you overextend yourself to serve others and give away the energy that you could be using to put your mask on to preserve yourself. So, therefore, you'll be in a better position to assist someone else. All right. My name is Andrew Eguy, and I am a clinician with I Work Upstairs. Get it? We work upstairs. If you are experiencing people pleasing, experiencing anxiety, depression, or just simply need to have a conversation about some of the thoughts, the random thoughts or intrusive thoughts that are operating inside your brain space, please look us up at www.iworkupstairs.com. Until then, take care of yourself and remember, upstairs is the most important piece of real estate you will ever live in.